Hey everyone, welcome back to the Game Closet Casino. So the release of the classic Nintendo 64 game Goldeneye on Xbox and Switch has come and gone. And I'm sure there are plenty of people getting their fill of nostalgia and some horribly disappointed because they finally got what they asked for. Old Goldeneye. I think people sometimes forget that there are games produced by the best technology available at the time, and they were pretty good at release time, but some of these games just can't hold up and captivate us now because they are dated by the limitations and weighed down heavily by our own nostalgia. So the new old Goldeneye is letting you down? Do you want to play some good 007 games? Here are my top 5 favorite James Bond games that I believe are actually better than Goldeneye, guaranteed to quench your thirst for secret agent action.
What a helpful chap.
Thank you, James. One rises to meet an occasion.
It's a trap! Kill them!
Everything or Nothing from 2004 is a third-person action game with an original Bond story. Pierce Brosnan as James Bond, Dame Judi Dench as M, John Cleese as Q, and the villain, Nikolai Diavolo, is played by Willem Dafoe. The song Everything or Nothing, sung by Maya, is equally as great as an actual Bond film's title song, and the game's title sequence is the best of all Bond games, in my opinion. Why is Everything or Nothing a better Bond? The game was a welcome change of formula to the first-person Bond games that came before it. Plus, you get to drive that sweet missile-firing Porsche Cayenne right up under a train and into a ravine, then fly a missile-wielding helicopter to blow up another helicopter. But if I said the game has Jaws and went on to number 4, that should be enough of a reason for Everything or Nothing to be on this list. Come on! It's got Jaws! James Bond 007 Nightfire is a first-person action game with Pierce Brosnan's likeness as James Bond, but some other Joker as the voice.
The name's Bond. James Bond.
In a way, it's sort of weird to watch because I feel like I'm watching a spaghetti western and someone is dubbing over broken English-speaking actors with actual English-speaking actors. Other than that, the game is really fun. So why is Nightfire better than the original and the remaster of Goldeneye? The story is original and the action is very fun. With the way the story unfolds, especially with the title sequence and the music, the game feels more like a Bond movie than a game, which is what they did with the previous title, Agent Under Fire, which is also a great game, but this is a top 5 list, not a top 6 list. Shooting down the enemies is always fun, but the fun in Nightfire is using Q gadgets to save your own butt and the rail shooting moments. This is one of those games that I can blow away many of the enemies and I just giggle like the sadistic and twisted video game host that I am.
Sorry, we forgot to make a reservation.
Yes, Pierce Brosnan isn't the voice of Bond, and I can deal with that. In fact, it sort of makes the game a little more smarmy. Nightfire isn't exactly that long of a game, but we mustn't keep 007 too long. He's got the whole world to save, and the world is not enough. From Russia with Love is the acting swan song for the late, great Sir Sean Connery. The story follows the film closely enough, but takes a few liberties to fill out the game's action sequences. But for some reason, the Aston Martin DB5 performs better in this game. Probably because Sean Connery's Bond is behind the wheel.
A dry martini. Shaken, not stout.
Certainly, Commander Bond.
A year after Everything or Nothing was released, it seems that EA rubbed some polish on that game, put Connery in the driver's seat, and came up with a much tighter, even better looking game. You want to see Bond kick some ass? Play this from Russia with Love. So why is this game on the list? 3 words. Sean freaking Connery. That's all you need. Well, EA went a little further, though. They made a perfect period piece that makes you feel like you are really playing as Bond in 1963 with the technology available to Bond at that time. I have only shown you the opening sequence of this game, and I could go on, but it's your turn to play this 007 masterpiece. I would love to have more Bond games with Connery, Moore, Dalton, and Brosnan as Bond. If someone could pump out quality games, I would buy them. I would rather that than a Call of Duty game every 9 months. What's the next Call of Duty called anyway? COD, the Duggar Edition?
Reserve now, and your pickup bonus is a free jar of placenta.
Yuck.
Who are you?
The name is Bond. James Bond.
Well, I'm not a vodka martini guy, but I do like a good, stiff drink.
Here you go, Dr. Stocks.
I don't see any marshmallows. Thank you? Well, before we continue with the list, I would like to thank you for subscribing to Game Closet and hitting that little bell. It's absolutely free, and subscribing lets YouTube notify you that we have dropped a new video for you to watch. Now, if you like the video, please hit that like mitten down there, and YouTube will show this video to more great people just like you. Jin.
Sir, this is a roulette table.
Damn, I lost $2. Goldeneye Reloaded is a 2011 PS3 and Xbox 360 upgrade of the 2010 Nintendo Wii Goldeneye remake. Reloaded features sharper HD graphics and better performance as it's on a more advanced game engine on better hardware. Rather than tell you more facts about the game, why is this game one of the better Bond games and one of my favorites? Well, the obvious reason for me is that Goldeneye was finally remade for then modern consoles and in glorious HD. Of course, they made decisions to swap Pierce Brosnan for Daniel Craig, and they changed the story and plot a bit to fit into the Daniel Craig post-Cold War era. That was a plus and a minus to me because now I'm playing something slightly different from the original. So it captivated me. I didn't know what was right around the corner. That was a good thing. So it's a new game, period. The controls were greatly improved over that horrible one stick that the N64 had because it allows us to use modern two-stick FPS controls. Plus, the sound design was greatly improved over the original as well. Reloaded included the new MI6 Ops missions and 4-player multiplayer as well, in which I'm going to skip because we all know what that is. The developers made changes for the better to modernize the game in every way so that we weren't playing the exact same GoldenEye from the N64. That may be disappointing to some people, but my answer to that is, if you want to play GoldenEye on N64, play GoldenEye on N64. If you want a new and improved adventure, here it is. And it's been right under your nose the whole time. So for years I've been hearing, when are they going to bring out GoldenEye for modern systems? When are they going to bring it out? When are they going to bring it out? It's been out for a long time. It's not the exact same thing that you remember, but if you want that, N64s are out there. Sure, I understand the need to play it on new, modern consoles. I get that. Clean it up, get it off the N64. However, this GoldenEye, after the disappointment that a lot of people are experiencing with the new and improved GoldenEye for 64 on the Switch and on the Xbox, this is the game to play, not the other one, in my opinion. James Bond 007 Bloodstone was released on the very same day as the previously mentioned GoldenEye 007's Wii version. I find that really odd, with the exception that Bloodstone was released for the Xbox 360 and PS3, but wasn't released for the Wii. Now, it would seem EA's sense of timing was really, how should I put it, really fucking stupid. Daniel Craig is back as Bond in this game once again, and it's the first original Bond game storyline since 2004's Everything or Nothing. So, why is Bloodstone on this list? Firstly, it's got an original story. Is it Octopussy or You Only Live Twice? No, but it's nice seeing a new story created specially for a Bond game starring Daniel Craig and Judi Dench. Shooting is accurate, controls are tight, and you can toss bad guys right out a window like God intended. The action is fun, and the difficulty levels are pretty spot on too, so harder settings aren't next to impossible, and the easier settings, well, it's not like playing James Bond Presents Blue's Clues. Thirdly, driving is pretty decent. I just wish the Aston Martin DB5 hugged the curves a little more. But it is a 60-year-old luxury sports car, so I can't complain too much, right? Driving the Vanquish was super tight, like driving a fine-tuned arcade racer with machine guns. When Bloodstone was released, the critics beat it up a little bit, and it got mediocre scores. Now in hindsight, and with the gift of time, Bloodstone and its predecessor Quantum of Solace have both been given a second look by many and given a reprieve because the critics may have been wearing Goldeneye colored glasses that originally tainted their objectivity. Of all of the post-1997 James Bond games, I believe Bloodstone to be the pick of the litter. It's got HD quality action, an original James Bond story, pretty decent graphics, controls are really refined, and the actual actors are playing their parts in-game. Bloodstone proves that nobody does it better. That's a look at my top 5 favorite James Bond games that are better than Goldeneye. I didn't go into the multiplayer modes in this video for any of them because they all have similar modes, featuring tons of weapons and different Bond villains. Plus, these games all have better graphics, mechanics, and controls than Goldeneye did as well. Why Nintendo and Rare, aka Xbox, didn't go the full 9 yards and do a proper remake of Goldeneye with the original story and voice actors just baffles me. They could have added special editions, plus given us the ability to press a button, and we could have switched the graphics on the fly so we could see the original graphics. Just like Halo Anniversary and Halo 2 Anniversary. They could have made a bundle of cash doing that for Xbox, Switch, and even PlayStation. Pfft, I guess they're just allergic to cash. Thank you for subscribing to Game Closet. It's absolutely free and you can help us get to our next goal of 1,000 subscribers. Hit the like button so YouTube will share our videos to more and more cool people just like you. We will see you very, very soon.